Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Action-Packed Tales of Istoria, where heroes and villains are made. Thank you for tuning into our weekly D&D show, where we play our homebrew game of Dungeons & Dragons in our homebrew world of Istoria. First and foremost, we want to give a couple shout-outs and thank yous. The first one is to Riot Games for letting us use their music for free. We really appreciate it, and honestly, it's really great music. If you're interested in how we're able to do that in our About Us section on Twitch and YouTube, you'll see a link in there that includes all the kind of legal jargon as to how we're able to do it for free if you're interested in doing it yourself. One of the other things that we have that allows us to do it is this little playlist in the bottom right corner of the screen. It'll be cycling through the songs. You can see what the songs are as you're listening to them as we're playing our game, and as we're listening to them ourselves too. So once again, Riot, really appreciate that you let us do this, and along with anybody else that uses your music, so thank you. Secondly, and neither of these are sponsored, Arkenforge. Arkenforge are the people that create the digital tabletop software that you use to play the game that you see before us. It is a basically just digital tabletop piece of kind of a what would be the best way to describe it? A Dungeon Master's toolkit that allows you to have music, ambiance, different sound effects, the actual maps themselves displayed on a TV or touchscreen, and then also tabletop tools too. So you can ping the map, you can use little measurements and stuff. It's really great software. Basically, it's kind of your one tool to take care of all your needs as a Dungeon Master if you have a digital experience like we do. So also highly recommended as a piece of software that makes digital Dungeons & Dragons a lot easier. So with all of that said, we'll go out to the table now, where we're mostly here. Hello. Hopefully Jason's back in sometime in the next week or two, I think, if I recall correctly from scheduling.
I think so.
But wherever you're at, hope you're having a fun time. I think the LARP is prep is still going on or something like that. I don't remember, but I'm hoping it's not too tiring. That costume making seems like it's tough.
And it's hot out there.
Yeah. Oh god, that too. Yeah. So stay hydrated, all you LARPers out there. Huh? Okay. So
I'm still on my Lego kick.
no.
And they're releasing an ATST in August.
Oh,
Chicken
that'll be
Walker.
fun. Yeah. So
I thought it was an AT-AT.
that's the
four
league.
legged.
That's the big ones.
Come on!
They all go.
Yeah, right.
That's not wrong.
You do the old 1-2.
Mm-hmm.
So, who wants to get into a recap from last week?
We shopped.
You were on vacation. Well, not vacation. Traveling for work.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like, we did some housework.
Yeah. Touche. Last game. Fair point.
We shopped. Brokered a deal between the Blue Dagger Syndicate and, the new governing body of the city to maybe, like, help make sure that all the baddies are eradicated.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was pretty much it.
Honestly, I think so, yeah. Some pricing negotiations being done, but all that was still around the shopping. In addition to planning out what could happen with the armor and everything, what future intent would be, enchantments and all that. But yeah, that honestly, yeah, was the majority of it. Shopping episode plus negotiations on Blue Dagger Syndicate having their space to hopefully help out with the. I need to make a note of that. I forgot about that actually last time. Helping basically the Stewards of the Sun and the Sentinels kind of put Metropolis right from the wrongs that have been done to it for decades. All right. Well, if I recall correctly, we ended the episode with you guys arriving back at your home in Inik Taoul. Yeah. So with the Word of Recall, I believe was the thing that was used? Yes. With that spell having been completed, you kind of, if I recall correctly, it was a kind of a small room that was made as a small altar for Adlac. And as you all arrived, it kind of doesn't fit everybody, so you kind of burst the doors open and fall out on top of each other a little bit.
I like step on people's faces.
There's a bot.
Oh no, I'm not in
Early in
yet.
the stream.
And,
I
don't
think
have mine
we-
open.
Well done, Jake.
Someone shape-shifted and got in a bag of holding, so I assume we let them out immediately.
Oh yeah, we should probably let Izzy out of the bag.
I was really hoping you guys were going to forget, not to kill her, but just to have that moment of like, Ishara comes by, hey guys, how's it going? Everybody's talking, then, oh shit, right.
I remembered.
Okay.
I remembered too, so I was gonna say someone.
Yeah.
I didn't want to remember.
I couldn't remember for sure whether it was Dorgiran or Izzy that did it. I should have figured it was just me. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I step on literally everyone if we end up in a pile of body, and I'm just like, it's
Yeah. And you heard, so as you all kind of fumbled into the room, or stumbled,
Gordon also is
Yeah.
in the room.
yeah, which is painful, and everybody that you know what? Let's have everybody roll a d20 for me really quickly. We're doing a high-low, so you just tell me if you're high or low.
14.
Okay.
15.
Okay. You're high. Okay.
15.
Oh, that's a nat 20, sir.
Okay.
Oh, hi.
So
So high right now.
though Gordon does fall on most people, you all just happen to kind of feel a little bit of static in the air, but no ill effect or anything like that.
Izzy rolled a 10.
Izzy's in the bag.
Izzy's in the back.
Oh, she's in the back. Okay, fine.
We haven't let the cat out of the bag.
No.
Yeah.
You're the cat. That doesn't work.
That
cat
don't
lets
work.
the
rat.
yeah.
I mean,
So yeah, a little bit of static electricity in the air, nothing too bad though. But as you all are kind of getting back up on your feet and everything, you hear a hurried set of footsteps coming from the second floor down the steps. Before you see Ishara, immediately beaming smile as she sees Rin. Rin just basically climbing over everybody.
Yep.
Probably a couple, maybe a step on a face
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
before you both huge hug.
Yeah.
And as you see with Ishara's hug, once again, the hug of a dragon is one that is full of love and a bit too much emphasis, maybe, that you maybe feel a bit of a pop on your back, the variety that you may not have been hoping for. But as she feels that too, sorry, it's been a little bit. How are you? I'm
That's
so
okay.
glad you're back
It's been
home.
stuck like that for like weeks.
Oh, good, okay.
Me next.
Oh, it's so good to have you back home.
It's so good to see you again. I miss you.
I missed you too. So, how was the island?
I died.
I heard like a very faint echo from you when we were trying to talk and everything. There was a couple times I thought I heard you calling out, but I didn't hear any, like it didn't establish a connection or something.
Yeah.
That-
I have cauliflower brain.
Is that I'm not familiar with that one. I have not heard that one.
They took cauliflower and they put it in my head and it's now my brain. I think. I don't know. Magic.
Okay. Who is gonna have cauliflower brain next for this then?
Whoever gets their brain sucked out by a mind player.
Yeah, it was a mind player.
Who let that happen?
Me, essentially. I didn't fly fast enough. He was really freaking fast.
She's a good friend.
She did separate
Don't
from the
tell
group.
mom and dad.
I don't like keeping secrets, but I won't approach the subject.
Well, we have a whole lot to fill you in on. Some of it good, some of it a variation on the dark gray, maybe.
Wait, what?
You know, good being like happy light colors
Yeah.
and bad being like black. This like a dark gray,
Okay.
maybe.
It was a
I
pretty
thought-
rough place.
I think we're gonna need to sit and drink. We need drinks.
Got you covered. Bernard! She calls out, and you see at that point, Bernard and Agnes come out from the back as you see them mostly in their pajamas. It was getting to the late, not falling, like wee hours of the night or anything, but it's a little later. And you see them both come out, and Bernard walks out first. Yes, did you need Oh, you're back. Oh, good. Masters and mistress. What would you like? We have we can set together a charcuterie board if you prefer.
That sounds lovely.
Good. We don't exactly have a full meal prepared, but we do have some meats and sliced barrel cactus, I believe. Agnes, let's go back. And they both kind of shuffle back into
And
the
liquor!
Here, yes, mistress. Ishara. Well, so I expect to hear. Let's see. More about the Mind Flayer. More about this darkness and light.
He has a really, really cool new rod.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She.
And I. It's a nice run.
It's very impressive. And she turns towards Radir. And something a little more sparkly. I see you're wearing too.
Shit, I got it on me. Can't get it off now.
Yeah.
So, as she then turns her gaze towards Rainier, and you see her expression go flat.
It's fine. That's the dark gray.
What is that doing here?
Keeping Ren safe.
It saved my life. Technically.
Does the sword say anything to me?
You hear a very faint. Interesting.
What's interesting?
We'll focus on Ishara right now.
I don't know how to respond to Ishara. I was hoping.
Like you always do. Let's start.
So drinks and breathing, lots of breathing, no fire or elemental of any kind breathing, no danger breathing, but like calming breaths. He didn't do it. Technically,
He should go outside.
okay. Go have a drink.
Go see your friend. I'm sure Smoking Running would be happy to see you.
Boudica!
I just thought you were.
Is that you texting her?
No, I realized it was upside down. I was bugging me. I'm just gonna like snarkily chuckle as I walk out.
Just have that. Was it the bearded lizard?
I'm gonna. Oh, how
That's what I was just
how much can I prod her?
Can you what?
Prod Ishara?
You shouldn't at all.
In what
Especially not
regard?
if you want her to talk me out of the book.
I was just going to make it a point of as I was walking out of the room to get the dragon scimitar out of my bag and put it on my belt.
Okay, do you remember Emperor's New Groove?
About don't pull that lever.
No.
I mean, I haven't seen it in a minute, but yeah.
Okay. There's at one point Cusco in the very beginning just like insulting every girl that is trying to become his wife.
Yeah.
And he goes like the last one he's like, and you have a great personality. And he turns away and when the camera cuts back you see her just like
Yeah.
and they pull her off. That's what I was imagining there.
I love that.
I mean, kind of fair. I am purposely being a.
No.
I mean, well, I also don't really necessarily know why she's acting all silly.
Silly, right, yeah.
I like slap the big boys and I'm like push them into Ashara and I shove him out the door.
As you both
Sorry.
feel what is, a dragon pushing against you. You're not losing ground, but you can feel that, though in mortal form, she's got strength behind her for sure. And she looks at both of you. I wouldn't have hurt him too much.
Oh no, that's fine. You should probably just talk first, then you can learn.
I'm gonna look to Daruk, and in his mind, I'm gonna say, "We should probably wait to tell her he tried to kill me, huh?"
That's probably a good idea.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, we don't want to make a mess of it.
I'll talk to him later. Outside. So, you found Soul Render.
He found me.
Let's talk about this then.
Okay.
You know I've been apprehensive about telling you what happened to me in the Astral Sea.
I now completely understand why.
And you also know that I had been adamant that if you were to travel there, you should have the utmost care. In fact, it would be best if you didn't at all. You see her pause for a moment. I assume something happened with your death, and something happened after that. Can you tell me specifically what happened?
Yeah. I'll tell you everything.
If you want to RP this, we can, or if you want to just say, tell her. It's up to you.
I would go, yeah, I mean, I would wait until we had a lot of stiff drinks. So many drinks. And, I would go all the way back to, like, I told you that there was this voice that was reaching out to me, and you said, like, don't go anywhere near it, and I left it alone, and then we had to help Luciana, and we got sucked into the Astral Sea, which was not intentional. And then he was like, he was gonna come to where we were, and I was like, nope, we gotta run, we gotta get out of here. So we did, and I ran away. And then he was really kind of pouty about it. To be honest, he was kind of a little bitch about it. I mean, needy, very clingy, that one.
When you get into those details, you see her kind of, her demeanor is very serious, as you've ever seen her. And in that moment where you talk about him being pouty, you see her relax a little bit, and kind of, well, go on.
Yeah. And I'll like tell her, like, every time I saw him, it was like an island shrouded in like this weird, like, I could never see what it was. I couldn't ever pierce into it and see anything beyond. There's this creepy island shrouded in mist when I saw it in my head. Other times it was just talking to me. And so he was kind of pouty about it, and like was very much like, I just wanted to talk to you. I wanted friends. I'm needy. I'm lonely. And then I kind of was like, okay, well, we'll put a pin in it. And if I'm ever in the Astral Sea again, maybe, I don't know. I was like, that chance I'm ever in the Astral Sea again, right? Like, and so then we went to the Isle of Church Shadow, and we'll fast forward past all of it. We'll come back to it. But then, like, we were fighting, and then I died, right? And, like, I was, like, super insta-dead. Like, I tried to fight him, but, like, he just, very strong when they're up close, Like, I'm working on it. But, so, he ate my brain, which was uncomfortable to say the least. But then they brought me back, which was great, because there was, like, this really, really awesome lady who knows a lot of magic. But I don't think that it was working the way that it was supposed to. And I guess he, like, intercepted my soul on the way.
At that point, kind of misunderstand, or she gets a little lost in the explanation.
Yeah, I don't really understand it myself, because, like, while we were on the, and I get, like, I get like so off topic. I'm like, we were in this town and there was this guy who has like this telescope, and I was asking him about my hair and like why it's tied to the astral sea. And so then they were like, you could look at it and like do this like cool thing and it will tell you stuff about you. And then it got like blocked. And apparently that thing was blocking it because he didn't want me to look at him, because he didn't want me to know the truth. Because he's a dick.
And then you see, you're gonna get confused. What truth though? That soul render is a sword?
That he killed you.
I see. So,
Because that would have been like immediate no thanks exorcism like yesterday. But I didn't really have a choice. So I died, and then all of a sudden I woke up and I was in the astral sea, and he was there, like the island thing. Except I could see him. And he's like, wait, let me explain. I'm like, you better, Lucy, you got some explaining to
she
do.
holds up her hand. You saw the sword?
I saw you.
See her pause and think. I didn't always remember what happened to me. After I regained my body, my memories somehow started to come back. This body is different. I was so afraid of you going there and having the same thing done to you. I never had any offspring. And in a way, I kind of thought of you as my own. And to think that something like that could happen to you, I wanted to avoid it at all costs. Even if it meant straining our relationship. I'm glad you're back. How did that thing get here?
So, first of all, I am yours. Of course I am. You're like my mom's too. And totally get your fear of not wanting bad things to happen to me. And I so appreciate you protecting me. And definitely would have been out of my depth had I encountered him in the wilds, informed. But if you'd have told me, could have talked about it, and then I'd have been prepared and not been super surprised by it, but on the other hand, then he wouldn't have been able to save me if we'd have found a way to exorcise his ass, so there's that too. Anyway. He, I don't know, somehow intercepted my soul. I don't know, I don't really understand how he was connected to me. It was through the essence of you. I assume it has something to do with the magic that was still left in you. And when you attached to me, he said he kind of woke up for the first time in a long time, like went to sleep a long time ago. And then he kind of woke up and was like, oh, I have a chance to return home because he's needy like that. And he told me his story, that he was created by this really, really evil being and this being imbued him with the purpose of killing. And apparently she had some beef with you, and so she used him to kill you. And then left him there. Probably because he was being a salty bitch. So he somehow intercepted my soul, and he told me this story, and he said that he could send me back. He could feel my friends reaching out to me, but it wasn't taking. And he could help nudge it the way that it needed to go, but I had to bring him back with me.
That's how
So he came back with me, and then I made him a very explicit set of rules, which he promptly ignored, obviously. But I did tell him to pick somebody that was worthy, that he could only kill things that were worth killing, and that he needed to have some kind of like trial gauntlet to make sure that someone was worthy, and it had to be leaning towards good, which is hard for him to grasp. And then I kind of thought that like Rainier would be a good fit for him. Because, you know, he's got a good head on his shoulders, and for the most part, like, he only kills the bad things, and he's really good at it, and that would keep Soulrender satisfied without, like, it being in the wrong hands.
All jokes aside, I did like Rainier. But as long as he has that sword, I don't trust him.
I mean, that's fair. Soulrender definitely has a way about him of, like, twisting things around to make it so that you don't really, like... He might be speaking truths, but they're, like, biased truths.
I imagine if a sword like that is created with the sole intent to destroy, it will say what it needs to be able to achieve that goal.
Yeah. And I realized that I made a super selfish choice to come back, but I couldn't leave them behind. There's still so much to do still, and like, yeah, one day I'll finally get to rest, but like, I couldn't leave literally the world hanging in the balance.
I get it. Very selfless.
No, I mean, selfish is what I said.
Well, does it. We're gonna have to get that sword away from him.
So I think we're gonna have to call him back because I don't think that he would want to have this conversation without him being here. But
Oh, that's fine. We can have the conversation. But
I think
that needs to happen.
there is an item that he wants you to weigh in on as an unbiased party that I have that he thinks I shouldn't have, and I think he shouldn't have the sword, so
Okay.
kind of like a
Kind of a trade.
I'll give up
or-
mine if you give up yours, or like maybe we both get to keep them.
I think whatever item you have is a worthy loss if it means sending Soulrender back to the abyss that it crawled out of.
We learned lots of stuff though, and so
Changing the subject for no reason. Well, I want to know all the stories.
yeah.
So then, do you just assume you do you want to roleplay the stories too, or do you just want to wax on?
Oh no, we can jump. I didn't intend to roleplay that either. It just kind of
happens,
happened.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I will like start things off, and then I'll be like, and then tell him what you did, and then Dorgir, tell her about the thing.
I was just about to ask, were we all in the room while you were having that?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
So the charcuterie board, because I did make a list. There was so the spread was quite large. Though he didn't have a full meal cooked, they do have their stores for your guys' random arrivals, and they keep things on ice, or bless you, magical ice, if you will. So there were plenty of different types of smoked meats, both harvest from the Kartu Desert and those imported in from outside. There was sliced barrel cactus, which tastes kind of like lemon, like dried lemon slices kind of thing. There was hedgehog cactus fruit, which is kind of similar to strawberries, bunch of those, and pinyon pine nuts, which were basically just a bunch of like kind of buttery almost nuts, like a hazelnut spread, but in nut. So, big spread of all that.
Heck yeah.
Our charcuterie boards like meat, cheese, and like crackers usually.
And fruit. And
Yeah,
nuts,
they didn't have the crackers part or part of it.
jelly.
I guess they could have had the cheese. I didn't list that though. But yeah, so As the night wanes on them, Rainier, where do you go?
We're in Inik Taoul.
Yes,
Are we up on the top area?
you are. Yes. Which at this point, the elevators that bring people up from the top to the bottom, they're always guard. There's always a guard on duty, and as you come up, they give you no portal. Saviors of Inik Taoul, you can come up and you go up and down in splits.
Well, and I would probably also, just being in town, fish out the signet, so don't think I wear it all the time.
They know who you are.
That's fine. And I would probably have an idea where running is, so I'd probably head in that direction.
Okay.
But also, I'd probably have a conversation with the sword asking why she is so excitedly unhappy.
As you're walking, doing a little walk and talk, the sword tells you pretty plainly. I think it has something to do with me being driven into her skull.
In her skull?
Yes.
I was laughing at you, not the
Oh, yeah.
not in character.
Well, I think that's an appropriate reaction.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What?
You went into her skull? How was she alive?
Oh, well, her corporeal form was vanquished. But her body was not, well, her soul was not present at the time that I was struck. She was on her way back, but her soul was thus severed from her.
Oh, so she was already separated, and you just murdered her new body.
Her old body, yes. Apparently she has a new one, which I very much would like to sever from her current form as well.
So, what do you have against her?
Oh, quite simply put, I was imprisoned because of her, so.
Oh, so she started it.
I wouldn't exactly say that she started it, but she was certainly the one who caused it to need to be finished. My former wielder, creator, took exception to a slight that she had given her. So, as a result, she felt it necessary to, well, quite simply, leave a message. When Ishara was going back to her body, I was driven into her skull, killing her mortal form, and she was able to watch. In spiritual essence.
Who created you?
Oh, I didn't give you her name, did I? I apologize. Funny.
Waiting.
I don't wish to tell you.
Catty bitch.
It's a little suspect.
Well, quite simply put, I appreciate my freedom, and if you were to know her name, that's the higher chance that she may find me once again, and ultimately abandon me once again. I prefer not to have that happen.
Oh, she abandoned you?
Yes. I was left within Ashara's body as a message. Should she
Oh.
ever seek to drift back to her old corpse, never forget who put you there.
Okay, so you were used as a tool, and that made you upset.
Well, I don't mind being wielded as a sword, but I don't appreciate being left behind to drift in the astral sea for unknown decades, centuries.
Aeons. Reasonable. I mean, I have no intention of giving you to anyone. It feels like she's going to make this a problem. So the more information I have to deal with her feelings, the easier it'll be.
Simply remind her that there are beings out there far older than her, and that there is a certain someone who wanders the astral sea that would be happy to make sure that should she feel like wandering that purpley space again, it is no longer hers to roam freely.
That I should know the name of. Wasn't there like a dragon dude that was in the Astral Sea that got free that I should know the name of? Or something, or is that a different place? Where did we fall in perpetuity?
It's like a
Plasma?
Place?
That was like a pocket dimension.
No.
Are you talking about Chimera, the dragon? Maybe?
Yeah, there's Kybereth and Plasma that were in that pocket.
Chimera's got out. We don't know if he's in the actual.
If you want a name, simply tell her that the cunning lady in black still wanders those seas.
Cunning idiot. Everything's so cryptic with you damn ancient entities.
If you prefer devil in shadows, that is also acceptable. She has many a title.
Wait a minute.
That was so much less cryptic. Thank you. Sarcasm knows no ends.
Harbinger of Darkness, I can go on.
Evil demon lady and the astral sea. This is like campaign 1 knowledge, but is it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Jessica?
No, it's not Jessica.
It's Matt's character. It's Caden's. It's Caden's warlock mommy.
No way. Okay, so what you're saying is we need to capture her baby, which we definitely don't know about, and use it as a bargaining chip to leave Ashara to fuck alone.
There's
Wait,
a-
is that Ashara's baby too?
No,
Okay,
I'll say that categorically.
okay.
I mean, it could have been, but it's not.
Okay. Giggity Ashara.
Well, she already said she doesn't have any offspring.
That
She
she
made it
knows
mine.
of.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I feel like we're gonna have some interesting conversations the next couple days because she was, again, in her feelings. Still not sure she's as innocent as she wants us to believe.
Dragons often are those that feel like they have to have some sort of domain, seeking power, which is they're all the same.
Dragons be dragoning.
What they hoard and covet varies, but they always want to covet.
What was her hoarding and coveting?
From what I remember, they all blur together at some point in time, but she loves stories and particular affinity for things fae in nature, as well as Moonstone, true to her actual draconic lineage.
It's one time Moonstone.
And so,
Oh, so is she gonna want Moon Mommy's hammer?
not another one. I don't know exactly who you're speaking of.
Oh my gosh.
Luciano.
Yes, thank you. I even started saying it going, like, knowing the name, and then my brain was just like, no. So wait, I wonder if she's gonna try and take. I wonder what her relationship is with Luciano. They don't like each other. Sorry, they don't like each other, right?
Ishara?
It's
It's Medusa
Medusa.
from Luciana.
right.
Yeah. Ishara seemed neutral.
So I wonder if she's gonna try and take his hammer that he got from Luciano.
Is it made of moonstone? Yeah. Count on it.
It's a fully, like, oh, what would you call it? Like, it is a. He took a blessed weapon and continued adding more moonstone to it to get it to be a full-on relic of Luciano.
An artifact.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Make an insight check. You can. Is insight one of the things you can do, Fae Fiend or Undead?
Great question.
I don't know about that one. I think it's about lore, which intelligence. I don't know if.
Insight? No.
Okay.
No. And it's fucking wisdom. God damn it.
Maybe getting that 20.
No, that is a 9.
Okay. Alright.
It's a whole +1.
So, I'm sorry, did Soul Render he was just talking about Moonstone just for funsies, or what? How did we get there?
Oh, 'cause
Luciana is
he
like,
said dragons always want to covet. They have like a hoard or something they covet. I was like, what was hers? And he's like, stories in Moonstone. And Faye.
she can't have the
Faye
hammer.
and Jason.
Abundance.
Okay, so 9. So I
Yep.
missed something totally important. Fantastic.
Don't worry about it. Nothing to worry
Can I
about.
press F11, please? Is that what it was?
If I was gonna say, if you wanted to, I mean, if anybody wants to burn an inspiration for him, if you got it, Jake, you should have one. If you didn't,
It's
Yeah, sure.
sure.
not saying you have to. If you want to say, you know, you want to hold it for something else later on, by all means.
Listen, I only have a +1, so the chances of succeeding aren't great.
No. Yeah, I guess we'll-
Yeah, it would have been 14. That's still not great.
So not quite enough.
Yeah, so I was doing that purely for fun. I
Yeah,
was
for
not
sure.
gonna. It would have been nat 20. I was
If
gonna
it
be
had been
like,
not 20, I would have allowed it. If the inspiration would be burned, I would have allowed it.
5% chance.
Yeah.
So you're saying there's a chance. Okay, I forgot where we were now because I distracted myself. All right, so yeah, between Luciana being in the Fey realm on the moon, it's her artifact, it's Moonstone.
she's an archfey.
This could be fun.
Look, if Ishara wants to join Luciana's court, I mean, you can put in a good word.
And again, I still don't trust this.
I wouldn't either. Archfey also should never be trusted.
You know it's entirely made of moonstone? The moon. Why don't we just take the shower there?
She's like,
Should be like a fucking cat on catnip.
Rolling around on the moon.
I live here now.
Yeah.
Just find a crater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coil in.
Yeah.
I'm all set.
I stake this crater in the name of Ishara.
Start doing an alligator like that.
Right. Huge duck cloud of moon.
Starts scraping moon dust into lines.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Has a very large credit card.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just a table.
Yeah.
It's the size. Anything else you want to speak about with Soul Render?
So,
Okay. Well, you do eventually meet up with Smoking Running.
Actually, before he does, he hears in his head, "Hey, Smoking's here." I would have cast sending to Smoking, found out where she was,
Okay.
and then cast sending to Rainier
let
to
him
tell
know.
him where she is.
Okay.
all right.
That's pretty nice.
On a very side note, Tony, because I do distinctly remember last time, we messaged about it. Did we ever do anything about the whole armor thing? Or we're not going to need it this session, are we? Probably.
Find the thing. Deception thing?
Just 'cause the whole thing was like I was getting new armor made.
Right.
It's going to be a couple days, and then we talk about something. We can talk about it after, because we're not going to need it today.
Okay, yeah.
I assume,
I was
right?
gonna say because I don't remember the thing about deception, so yeah, we'll chat about that later then.
Yeah.
I remember us talking about the armor stuff, but you would still
Yeah.
talk to Corfer.
I still have my regular armor from before the conversations, so I never actually got the new item.
Right, yeah. And you won't until it's done.
Oh, right, we have to go see him.
Yep. So you're wearing it, but it's basically just Frog High would give you a plus what was it, resistance to fire. That's it.
Okay. So, yeah, so we'll do that later. Like I said, unless we get into combat then.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of which, I need to murder a ruffian.
Amazing.
No, you don't. You're a
I
savior
want
Inik
to be a
Taoul.
murder hobo!
You are a savior Inik Taoul, but flat out murdering a ruffian might get you in some trouble. So
It's preemptive self-defense, remember?
right. The
He was going to attack me.
right, the classic old school South Park. It's coming right for us. You can blow it away. That's fine. So yeah, you meet up with Smoking Running then at I think this one would be
We don't need to RP anymore of that.
okay.
It's awkward.
Yep. But you
Especially
do
when it comes to whisper sweet nothings in your ear.
ass. You meet up with her at the Windy Sunset though.
The windy sunset.
Yeah, it's one of the establishments for drink and beverage.
So romantic.
Oh, it's not. No,
For them, it's
at least I don't think it is. I can't quite recall. I'll have to look. But
It's just a Wendy's.
Oh, God.
Yeah, this is what it leads.
Welcome, Chili's.
yeah. Anything else for you guys for the evening? What's so? What are you guys doing in Inik Taoul, I guess? Then? Or maybe Ashara will ask that in kitchen. So what are you guys doing back now you're back here?
Well, we had to come talk to you, and we got to do the Mexican standoff of items.
Oh, so that's the big ticket item. Okay. Well, whenever you want, we can pluck that right out of Rainier's living hand, and then we'll take whatever you've got, so you can just give that up, and then we'll be all set.
Do you want to keep Soul Render?
I want to chuck that thing in the astral sea. So far, nobody ever sees it
So
or melt it down.
I think how none of you have asked
Why what?
why she wants to chuck it.
It fucking killed her. What else do we need to know?
Did she tell you that, or did Tony tell you?
They Soul Render did, and she did.
Well, Soul Render told me.
Soul Render told me when I was dead.
Oh, okay.
She saw the whole thing.
I saw the whole thing. He played it like a movie.
Oh, okay. My bad. My bad.
I will ask her if she remembers who was wielding Soul Render.
I do.
Nice.
also, does Ishara realize? I'm assuming that the item that you're having to give up is the Hag book. Does Ishara notice what it is when she's shown?
You haven't just given her that information, so she doesn't know yet.
So she can't just look at it and be like, "Oh, this is human flesh."
Well, she had. I mean, she probably would have noticed it, but she's not one to force Rin to give up the item either. Yeah,
Well, for thee, but not for my darling little child.
damn right. Somebody's a favorite.
It's me. I'm the favorite.
She's okay with with turning into a hag.
Oh, not that part so much. But hey,
I mean, like a demi-hag or whatever it is.
it is
Hag light.
not to get too into the weeds on it, but it is Fey adjacent.
Diet
Actually, it is Fey. Granted, it may
Hag
not be.
zero.
Yeah, like the whole
Yeah.
cursed flesh kind of stuff, but like
100% of the power.
she hasn't
is
also
in the
studied.
calories.
She hasn't studied the tome to know of everything about it either. But Daru, you asked her about the person that was wielding Soul Render. She says she does. Yeah, I do remember who it was. Yes.
Don't want to tell us that information.
I worry what she may be able to do. I will say this. She is one of the most ancient creatures I came to know. She is a threat to Istoria and worlds beyond. And she is of a unique nature, as many creatures as ancient as she is are. She is part devil and part dragon. As a result, she's incredibly powerful, more powerful than myself, even in my old form. And I do not dare risk her name lightly.
So we can rule out Medusius, which
Right.
was my first guess.
Yeah, that's fair. That was fair. That was a fair guess. Given the fact that Ashara didn't immediately lose her shit when she met Medusius, I
that's right, I
did
forgot
kind
you
of
met
guess that. But it's fair to double check.
Medusius is a threat, to be sure, too, but she's not the same.
Why did she come for you? Do you date?
No.
Okay.
Oh. I had, at one point, an acquaintance in the no. She then like smiles. No. In the astral sea. She was she wasn't a friend. She was someone I knew, someone I got some stories from at one point in time before I truly knew her nature. She was a shape changer. And admittedly, she was gorgeous when I first met her. Very fun, very full of life. I should have known. I think I was blinded, charmed even. She was a hag. I didn't know she was such a terrible person. I also didn't know that she came from this world. But when she offered for me to hide something, I said, of course, how can I help? I thought it was important.
She asked you to hide something?
Yes.
What?
Oh, I think an egg for a while. And I did. And then I gave it back to her. It was her egg. One that she'd been searching for a long time. And I don't know if you know this, things do not age on the astral sea. Just exist. She wanted her child. I didn't know that it was a living egg. I thought it was just a relic, something that was just here, well, there. But she was upset, and she took out her anger on me.
What happened to the egg? So you gave it back?
I did.
To the shape-shifting hag?
Yes.
Whose name was?
Oh, Olga. As I found out later on.
When did you find out she was a hag and was using you for something terrible?
After I gave the egg back, she revealed herself and thanked me for my assistance and said that Nilyara, sorry, she would not have let this slip. That the Dark Lady would be looking.
She did what?
The Dark Lady would be looking for me.
Okay.
And then she vanished. She teleported before I could counter it. And then
That's awful. Do you know what ever happened to the egg?
I don't. It
Or
wasn't
Olga,
terribly
I
long
guess.
after that I was found.
Do you know how long ago that was?
Centuries? I honestly don't. It could have been over a millennium. I think it was. Time passes strangely in the astral sea.
But this was after the gods left Istoria?
Yes. It was after that she found me. And after that the egg had been handed on. Yes. As to how old the egg was, though,
question.
As DM or as
Yeah, as DM.
Okay, yeah.
We did research in the Order of the Shade Hearts Tower. Emily knows what the fuck happened.
Would all of that have been written down, such as like Caden making a deal with an archdevil and?
I don't think any of that was. They definitely didn't mention the dragon because I specifically scoured for dragons. They did not mention what happened to the egg or that the egg even existed. But I do remember there being something about a hag was the name of the hag in it.
Yes. They would have, that actually probably would have gone into their legends, though, too.
Okay.
But yeah. Olga Middenheap.
Well, I can tell you at least that Olga met her end at the hands of the Order of the Shade Heart.
That does give me some relief, knowing there was at least some justice like that.
I don't know what happened to any of the. They kept a lot of secrets, but at least that much is known.
Good. Felt used.
Yeah.
Well, but she got what she deserved. Then. You see a bit of. You don't see Ishara often in a serious or like a kind of hardened place. She's often, very kind of light and breezy and very kind of almost bouncy to a fault at times. But you can see that she's not exactly hurt by what happened with Olga, but probably ties it back to how she met her.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
People make mistakes. I wish mine had not been so grievous. But I have a second chance at life. And I want to be sure that that sword has nothing to do with it and yours. So, I want to get to sleep so we can wake up tomorrow and deal with this as soon as we can. So what is your item anyway? Is it that book?
It's a book.
Can I see it?
Yeah.
How to Train Your Dragon.
How to Train Your Hagen.
She picks it up for you and starts to flip through the pages, and she starts to like absentmindedly walk with it. Before she looks back and see you kind of trailing her. She kind of holds it and kind of shakes it a little bit. You feel drawn to this?
Not anymore. Remove curse.
Just interested in.
I mean, it's powerful. It's a very cool tool.
She kind of thumbs through it. You know these pages, they're written in blood. Some of them in blood.
I figured, like, pig's blood, right?
She kind of looks at it. It does have an interesting aesthetic to it. And she kind of... You see her kind of scroll her finger across it. And as she does, she produces a claw from her hand. She kind of... Looks like she's like drawing, not carving into it by any means, but like drawing, tracing a rune over it. This has been touched by the astral sea, though, too.
Yeah, it got stronger when we went to the astral sea.
Goes back to a normal finger. Flips the pages. Well, closes it. I have to say, if this is what you're giving up, it is a bit of a loss. Not a huge one, in my opinion. There's knowledge in there, but she hints back to you. It's... I don't want to say profane, but it has some baggage that comes with it.
It's a little icky. I haven't, to be honest, used much of what's in it. Because, like, honestly, a lot of what we're fighting, this stuff doesn't really work on it. It's kind of what they're operating with. So.
Ah, I see.
But this thing right here, it's like a circle. It's like protection. That came in handy.
That is good.
being able to cast it immediately came in handy at one point. I get the feeling this would take a lot longer if you were not using the book to cast it.
I have to ask, with this book being as it is, what's the catch? Have you figured that out? I could probably study it to tell you if you haven't.
I mean, I don't really know. So, kind of. I know that it has some side effects, potentially. It didn't at first, but then it did have a side effect. I got better.
What was the side effect?
I, changed form.
Interesting.
I was able to fool the bad guy, though, because he thought it was on his side.
So what did you look like then?
I had horns.
I'm in favor.
It was actually kind of cool.
Okay.
My like fingers got like longer, and like my clothes got all like spindly, and like my eyes got all dark and creepy.
So you're kind of starting to put things together. Were you a bit hag-like?
Yeah.
Oh, as a player, real quick, are the rest of everyone else in the room just already shaking their head at her description?
I'm just doing like the slow like eye closing and just the
You're kind of like,
Not to put actions on you, but I'm just imagining like
yeah, for sure.
that's what happened. You sure about that?
So you kind of look. You know, not all hags are bad,
I know. We know
and it
one.
is a look.
It is. It was such a vibe.
You guys would have this conversation without me.
Absolutely.
name one good hag.
The one that works at the Crossroad Institute. Yeah, that's what I turned into, a hexblood.
No.
Right?
She was a normal person that didn't get completely turned into a hag after being kidnapped.
I mean,
So,
I don't have
that's
any
not really the same.
head, but I'm sure they exist out there.
Yeah.
One's morality is not subjected to necessarily the strict kind of confines of society. But in all fairness, there are good ones out there, I am sure.
Hexblood. Yeah, that's what I turned into, the hexblood. So I'd just be like the one that we met at the Crossroad Institute. She's very nice. And mine wasn't a willing transformation, so who's to say that I couldn't be nice?
Exactly.
It was cool. I mean, like,
Any special abilities that come with it then? Like a thing, like were you charming those creatures then?
it was like he like knew I was on his side.
Interesting.
And so I was able to kind of like trick him.
Okay.
And then I stole the piece of rod that the thieving fingers took away from us. 'Cause he's a dick.
With your new ones.
Yeah. I used telekinesis for the first time, and I like yanked it right out. That was pretty cool.
Wow.
That's just a me thing, not a hack thing.
Starting to think that maybe it's not worth losing that book. I'm only kidding. It's Soul Render. Of course it is. Ah,
Speaking of really cool things, look what Rainier found for me.
so do you produce the apparatus? Okay. She looks at it and she kind of takes it from. What is this?
I have no idea.
Looks at it. I don't either. I've never seen anything like this.
I know. It's like, it definitely looks like, and I pulled the bag of shards out, and I'm like, he also found me some new shards, which are really cool, but I can only do one at a time, so that kind of sucks. But like, it looks like, I mean, if you look at the size of it, right, it looks like one would fit in there, but I don't know how to get it in there because
Just
it
start,
doesn't
like,
bend.
Putting them in, there it's just not quite fitting. She's like,
Yeah.
I don't know this either. We know someone who may.
Corford?
Not who I thought. We were Medusius.
Oh, yeah, she would definitely know things, too.
She is an arcane practitioner and an artificer kind of variety.
She likes to tinker, yeah.
She might be able to do something with these. Corfer might though too.
Okay.
When you go to one of them, either one of them, have a, I have a thing going on here. I don't want to leave it necessarily. I could be back. It's fine.
So, okay, here's the other thing, right? I want to go to do you know if the Blue Oyster Cult here, Blue Oasis Guild, has a teleportation circle?
I may be privy to that knowledge.
Guess what?
You can cast teleportation? Well, that's great. Good.
Yeah.
They do have one.
Guess who else has one?
Medusius.
And Corfer.
He does. That runic circle. He told me about it in the back of the shop. He and I have been sending messages back and forth. Nothing like that, no.
Okay, bye.
I was more so hoping, honestly, for the Duke, but, well, we're just friends. We are just friends. He's very charming, though, and that's a hard thing to resist.
No, he is. He girl, you could do worse.
Well, he's got a thing for his genie, so.
I mean, but can she, like...
Grant wishes.
I mean, yes, she can grant wishes, but can she...
Control the elements.
use with corporeal touch?
From what I have heard, there's a... Anyway.
They keep it frosty.
No, they keep it light and breezy.
Huh?
Real quick.
Yeah. Because, air genie, so...
Well, maybe they'll let me copy it, because I did give away my membership
That may be a damper, but I have one, though.
to a deserving member, and I did it as like a pre-membership alliance. She has valuable information, and I think she's going to be an incredible asset. And she's on the Isle of Eternal Shadow. Like, I have these really incredible ideas to like create this interconnected network of magical knowledge. Did you know that the Mage Guild that was in Metropolis
Metropolis.
is on the moon now?
No.
Yeah. It survived. It's on the moon. We gotta get in contact with those people. We gotta link all our peeps up.
But not the cool moon.
Yeah, the big moon.
Scholars on the moon.
You've been busy. You always are.
I'm a busybody.
Yeah, things you and your friends do.
But yeah, I have this stream of this interconnected information highway, a web, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Series 2.
It's like a worldwide
would it go
web of magical knowledge.
It's not a big truck.
I could see where this is going, and I love it. Okay, well, count me in.
Awesome.
However I can help.
Perfect.
I do have a membership into the Blue Oasis Guild, and I may be one of their more, I don't want to say senior individuals now at this point.
Girl, you're gonna run that place one day.
I probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
They do love me stories, and they have a lot. So, yeah, maybe. Still figuring things out. Don't want to tie myself down too soon. But they do have one, and I do have access to it.
Well, we could also, do because word of recall, so we can zip right back to the house if we need to too. But it's always good to know like where they are, so I could like learn it and then learn the one at core first, and hopefully Medusius will let me have access to hers, so we don't have to use the stupid rock all the time.
That does remind me, though. I wanted to ask you all about expanding your home here. Would you have any objection to either? Well, I have some ideas. We could either dig down and expand southward effectively, go more subterranean. We build up. I could talk to the people of the Blue Oasis. Maybe we could go demi-planar.
Oh,
Expensive,
yeah.
but
For the secret stuff,
thinking. But if this is going to be your home, maybe we make it more permanent.
What do you think, guys?
Not both.
I'm thinking blue.
Okay. Good color.
It's a great color. We like for black.
I like it. I think green somewhere would be really good too.
Green's good. Green's
A
good.
good like emeraldish color.
Yeah, yeah. You know, if you mix blue and yellow, you get green.
It's true. Science.
Science.
Can't get away from that. So, going into DM mode. Anything else you guys want to talk about or get into before we get into the next day?
I think in terms of like stuff, I want to do an Inik Taoul. Like, I definitely want to go to the Blue Oasis Guild and like, we don't have to RP it, but like let them know about the people on the Isle of Eternal Shadow and let them know that
the
there's
trio of
connections.
mages.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and like I'll kind of like try to guide them into sending with each other so they know how to contact each other and all of that stuff.
Sure.
And then like clue them in, also cluing Ashara in on our thoughts of like tracking Iverith and possibly on Ragnarok and like getting some actual laser targeting of our enemies.
Mm-hmm.
That's like my big plan for Inik Taoul.
Okay. So what, make persuasion and arcana check. Both those.
You can travel instantaneously from one place to another.
Nat 20?
Uh-huh.
Oh shit. Okay.
So I guess that could be first. I mean, you said persuasion first. So,
Correct. Yeah.
30.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, that's neat. 13 for Arcana.
Okay. So
Roll a d4. I'm obviously there. I got nothing.
4!
yeah.
17.
17.
Drinking.
Okay. So with the 30, you were given access to their teleportation circle. So you can see that one too. And in establishing the connections with the people on the Isle of Eternal Shadow, that goes smoothly as well. They also have a teleportation circle there. Though
We're zipping around the world, guys.
though teleportation to that space is always at a risk.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
So, which they openly, tell everybody that are privy to that knowledge, which you now are, that teleporting in has a higher chance for you missing. Where normally, if you have a teleportation circle, that's your anchor, you're good to go. This actually has an 80% chance of failure.
80?
Oh, sorry. 80% chance of success, 20% of failure. Sorry, got it backwards. Where you're gonna basically roll a d20, and if it is too high, then you end up somewhere else on the isle.
Kelsey, I'm gonna need her to roll my teleportation roll.
Only half of you goes to the circle.
Oh no, that would be horrific. Right?
I
Just
take
have a bunch of-
another trip to the astral sea accidentally.
Yeah.
I'm in
But yeah.
hell.
You get
literally.
merged with something like that, like the fly.
Right. Yeah. You're halfway there, living on a prayer.
Cauliflower.
But no phasing issues. Just you're somewhere else. I do love that they also have that too. That they're like, with incorporeal stuff, it's like you're shunted into normal unoccupied space. I'm like,
Right.
I'm glad they did that.
Yeah.
It's like that. No, you're part of the wall now. So
Yeah.
Great.
You are the wall. You know that scene from Avengers? That scene where he's like he becomes the rock. He like
wait, which one?
somebody gets shoved into the rock. And it's like they made the rock incorporeal, and then they like it was when they were fighting Thanos the first time. And,
Oh,
like,
right, yeah.
he
It's,
rocked Steve Rogers. Is it
Vision.
Iron Man?
Vision. No, it's
Vision? No.
no, it's Bruce Banner inside.
Oh, Hulk. Yeah.
Yeah, in the Hulk armor. Yeah. They put him
Yeah.
they put him in the rock. He doesn't fuse with it, which I'm glad they didn't go into that horrific scenario.
Yeah.
But he got put in it.
It's the giant like mech. So I'm like, that's in there. It's just like,
Yeah, he's just inside of it, which I'm glad they did that.
oh,
Yeah. Still awful, but yeah. So nothing like that. You basically just land somewhere else.
Why
And
did you even have this? I'm just like, this is terrible.
you know, little asterisks on when you're teleporting there. Yeah, you can teleport here. With the buyer be warned kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, buyer beware. That's it. And then, you did get a 30, didn't you?
I did.
So, what all do you talk about at the Blue Oyster Guild?
I tell them all about like on Ragnak and what we found out and the magic that we learned about on the Isle of Eternal Shadow, and then I give them the hag book, the other hag book that we found.
Ah, okay.
And tell them about Kyber. I think we had already told them about Kyber. I mean, there's nothing I really ever hold.
Okay. With that knowledge, Aristria, the owner of the establishment, lets you know that she knows of the college that is on the moon.
Are you like talk to them?
Yes. There are a few mages on Tasha that know of its existence. I am one of them.
That's incredible.
Don't know exactly how you learned this information.
Oh, we saved Metropolis.
Again, I don't exactly know how you know this information.
I then tell her what happened in Metropolis.
Oh, you saved Privata.
Uh-huh.
I'm confused on that exactly, but we can speak more about it. And you then like give her the full download. I understand. Well, then that explains that. So there are a few of us that know that the college left Metropolis. It was not destroyed. So we are in contact. Even knowing what you've done, their circles are not accessible under normal means.
I mean, that makes sense. I don't need to go visit unless, like, they can totally come here and visit. So then I tell her about my, like, passion projects of the World Wide Web of magical information.
The problem that it is a noble idea. But the problem is that when you have a number of teleportation circles, anyone who has that certain rune combination may get to it, even those you may not want to get to it. They are highly guarded and secret as a precaution.
Oh, that makes total sense. I'm not saying that, like, people have to track, but, like, we have means of being in communication. Like, let's open an email address.
What?
Like, ESPN mail, like,
Ah, I see.
you know. Like, let's connect our people. Like, let's share knowledge. Let's advance it. Make Istoria great.
You see her kind of looking at you with suspicion.
What is ESPN?
Have
The Ocho.
who all have you been speaking with about these ideas?
Just you and Ashara.
We are working on something. Not for teleportation, but for communication.
Yeah.
Sending circles.
That's incredible.
You're familiar with the spell? You're familiar with the spell. The idea is that with enough time, one can enchant a circle that one will be able to cast the sending spell to be able to contact whomever they need. Would be expensive though,
Yeah.
as that spell is not easily enchanted permanently, and access to it must also be guarded. Make sure that you're not sending things erroneously. They've worked out a lot of the minutia of the technology,
Yeah.
not technology, of the practice of the arcane guards and safeguards in Milvarna. they have a lot of that worked out there, and working with the elves tried to expand this practice. It's been difficult, but
Sure.
we seem like we've been making some progress.
That's incredible. I mean, if you find out how to do this and like you need help connecting people, like I don't know, people just talk to me and I feel their passion and they feel my passion, and then I don't know, I've been very lucky to find some really cool individuals, and I just think that there are some incredible people in the world of Tasha that would be so, it would be incredible to connect everyone and share the knowledge. Like there are entities that I know that like probably don't even really want to leave home or have anyone know who or where they are, but like have a wealth of knowledge that they would be willing to share.
I know a number of individuals like that.
How cool would it be if there was like a mini teleportation circle that you could just like send a book?
We would very much like to have that too.
Right? Or just like, even just have like this apparatus that can contain information, and like it could like somehow within it hold an entire tome or maybe more tomes, and like you can update it and then it could like somehow magically become a book on paper.
Interesting notion. Things to work out.
Tony, I'm bringing computers and the internet to your world.
Yeah. We'll see about that. First, save the world,
Right.
and then bring the technology.
Yeah, make sure that it still exists.
No. Just bring the tech. We'll
Yeah.
find out what happens later on.
Yeah, we'll fix it in post, Tony.
Yeah. The Shattered Quest
We all
band.
know the
Yeah.
internet
Listen.
ends the world.
On Ragnarok. We're making strides here. I'm gonna need you to put this off, okay? Like, just as you've waited millennia. You can wait another one, right?
Are we gonna start American Gods basically, where the old gods all die because nobody's praying to them or anything anymore because technology and things are like?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I've not watched the show. It'll be fun to recreate it.
It's a good show. You should watch.
It's on my list. Although I've heard Neil Gaiman is
The book is good too.
some stuff. Yeah, okay, cool, good.
So if you're like,
If you would
Have-
actually finish the story.
Watch the movie or watch the show.
yeah,
Oh, it didn't finish.
Yeah.
Bummer. Yeah, gotcha.
if you want to know
good
the
enough.
ending,
Yeah.
read
Okay.
the book.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. All right. So, anybody else got anything before we want to get into the next day? All right. So as the party beds down for the evening, eventually all retiring to your different chambers within the home, which I think are doubling up since no expansions have been done quite yet, but we'll work on that at another point in time. Rainier, if you go back or not, it's up to you.
I think it's up to somebody else, but
Sure. But the next day you all wake up well refreshed and ready to go in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
where are we headed
Yeah.
now? We're headed.
2 months since.
Boom.
Well, that's a couple islands away.
So maybe 5-minute break. I want to grab some snacks since we have
And I'm
a
gonna
table
go
of them.
to bed.
I think we were going to Corporate.
Warford's in the town, the small town, right?
Milvane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
To the
So
It's
I'll be
gonna take
hanging
us
out
like
at
a
the
week and
gate,
some
the
change.
caravans.
We'll run an ad real quick and then we're back. Boop. Crazy.
I'll be back.
Yep. Those Nutella biscuits are delicious.
It's in transit.
By the way, does the Chevy Impala outside belong to anyone here? It's mine. Really? No. I was gonna say, I think so. Got one smile clock? Yeah, it's like right out front. Oh. Oh, the one you told? Yeah. There is a large piece of plastic that hanging from. Alright. I think it's meant to be there.
Now?
When I walked in, yeah.
I meant like, now it's hanging?
Oh,
Yeah, it used to be attached, but now
Right.
it's just hanging out.
Yeah. Don't worry about it, though. Don't ask questions. Just know that it simply is.
The natural order of things. But no, like, it's like,
That's bad.
I think they probably pulled up to one of those concrete things too high.
So, I went to the wine and cheese place, to grab a couple bottles before I went out to California. One was for the exchange of that cognac, and the other was just for my now project and former coworker. Just like, hey man, this is good. But when I went there, this old dude pulled up next to me and was getting like a couple spots up. But he pulled up to where the big light post is and ran right into it. Like full on, like he slowed down, and I think he meant to like continue hitting the brake or something, but hit the gas instead, and just boom. I look over, and I saw him just kind of like, a little confused, back up a little bit, and put it in park, and then he and his wife got out. I was like, okay, I don't mean to be like that person, but I was like, are you elderly messing up, or are you already drunk, getting more hurt?
Right.
Because it didn't seem like it phased him. But then
Why not
again,
both?
right. Part of me's also like, maybe he like realized he made the mistake and was just like, well, yeah, it happened. You know?
Nothing I can do about it.
Mm-hmm. Right there. He's like, it was good.
I'm like, I'm docking potholes on the road. But in doing so, did not see that the manhole coming up was actually sunken by like 5 inches or so. And all around it was, so like, I did look at the 2. There's a guy like fixing his RV further down. Maybe he had it too, I don't know. But he like spun around. And I was like, oh, that's not all. Thankfully, nothing's.
That's it. Ah. That guy's actually Instagram that popped up out of nowhere. Did you okay?
I remember these being shorter when I was younger. This is a lot of candy.
I remember the ad breaks being shorter too. Hey, we're still on kind of a break. Fun conversation. Can't wait to get into this.
I'm just purposely hanging out at the caravan area, ready to leave.
Nope. Time to go back to solo life. Just me and my sword.
Oh, they were telling me like, no, I can't do that. I was like, you can't.
Oh, yeah.
He's gonna like pick me up and move me.
The hand of God. Just, no. What happened?
I dropped one.
Oh, it's fine.
No, it is not fine.
Brush it off.
No, we
See, I was gonna do that
with the donut.
the last time with the donut. And everybody was like, no.
That's right.
say that.
That's crazy. Peter cut my own bit, but probably that's good.
Right? This is a radon detector.
I made that reference recently. Nobody got it.
Oh.
That's 88 cents.
Oh no, I gotta throw it
I
away.
didn't get it either. And she kept saying it. I was like, okay, I get it. Why don't you say the same thing? Oh, yeah. I'm like, oh, now I feel bad. Oh, right.
It's up, man.
I left 6 at home to tell the radon detector. So there's a scene in the office when
6 today.
I'm pretty sure
Toby
the
has radon detectors they setting up in the office.
pretty sure the
And Michael Scott keeps throwing them away. You know how they are. The first time, like, they don't want to talk to heads. Oh, the first time I saw one, I thought it was hand.
Oh, it
The
was.
second time I saw one, I thought someone was pranking me. The third time I saw one, I was just angry and wanted to
I don't think so. It's like very.
So
something
when
wrong.
Toby is like talking to everybody about it, Michael is just being distracted. And he's like, this is a radar detector.
Yeah,
And see, Michael just not paying attention, so he just starts snapping. And this is a radar detector. He's saying it to him. And he just like looks at him, just, that pure, I hate you that he has for Toby. So,
Oh. Oh.
All right, we ready to have this conversation, friends?
Well, hold on. I want to have my fire resistant armor first.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And lighting, always good.
Against a dragon? Yeah.
Well, I was thinking also in case, if your friends get involved.
Some friends there are.
We're just gonna watch.
Yeah.
Pull out
did
loot
let them
and
fight.
watch.
I did note that she conveniently left out getting stabbed by me multiple times.
You know, that's what friends do. I stop a rampaging dragon from killing them.
So,
I can take her.
as we resume the game, we'll do the next morning in front of the estate of the Moonstone Guard. So as who exits the house first? There's a breakfast spread that Bernard and Agnes have set up for you guys.
I do.
Okay. So as you walk out after having some food and everything, you see Ashara just standing out there, arms crossed, looking dead on at the front door. As she sees you walk, she just gives you a little wave. Hey, dear. Assume we have to have a conversation out here, just in case. Also, you are really looking good.
Coming on to you, dude.
Oh, right. You're gonna murder a cat.
And probably have to take a book away from my daughter, but
You know, kids these days, they just don't learn.
yeah. You want
Are
them
you
to
my
read,
daddy?
you want them to read things that are really enriching, but you just worry that sometimes that knowledge they find is a bit too enriching.
Sometimes, you know, the stuff they read these days, you just warp their minds.
Bodies.
All of them.
She's attempting to hag Max.
I also would have mentioned,
That's good.
I would have mentioned to Ashara that, like, the turning into a hexlet thing was a sticking point for Rainier because, it's past with stuff. So he was pretty upset when found out that was an after effect and was worried about me that, I was going to be turned into one and didn't want that to happen. So.
You ready to give up that book then? Because we're definitely getting rid of that sword. As Thorgir and Daruk, you guys eventually exit as well.
And Gordon.
And Gordon.
I feel like Izzy and I groggily walk down. Like Ashara needs no rest. She's just
Yeah.
hey, but we stayed up so late, braiding hair and
You might be a little hungover too. From
yeah.
The night before.
I am. Izzy's
Yeah.
she's having a sugar crash.
Yeah.
You guys don't leave the house, so go back in and then drag you out.
I'm like, I glasses. Love.
And then Rainier, as you come walking up from the path instead.
No, I'm literally hanging out at the caravan area ready to go.
Okay, gotcha. I wasn't sure if you were speaking, earnestly about that or not. So, yeah. As the morning kind of, you're standing out there waiting, and as Shar is waiting with you all, should someone send a message to Rainier?
Who do you think it'll be well received from?
Well, probably not me now.
I probably shouldn't summon him.
Good to see Smoking. They probably set up a caravan.
Should I message Smoking and have her send him back?
We can have this conversation on the road.
Who could?
Wait for him to run through. It's all distance.
What fucking side are you on here?
Oh, cats.
He's on the side of chaos.
Shar, are you coming with us?
I had assumed that we were going to have this conversation here. By the house, have things out, maybe have it actually on the patio. But if we want to have this out in the road, then I guess I'm coming with you.
Oh, darn. We definitely have to have this on the road. Shoot.
I will eventually break off, though. I do have some business to attend to.
You're committing murder. Good idea. Keep your options open.
I don't want to murder your friend.
preemptive self. If you do it, it's probably best if we get outside of town where there won't be witnesses. Just
Yeah, that's true. Okay. As eventually, party does a little bit of maybe a walk and talk.
Yeah, did our running, did all the stuff.
There's smoking.
Yeah. They're smoking.
And as the group then arrives at the caravan, Rainier, you see everybody walking up. As eventually they find you, looking for you specifically.
That was an item. Like, we're going through a fucking desert. What took you so long?
We had shit to do in town. What do you mean, Krabby Patty?
No, I'm saying you should have been here at sunrise. It's gonna be hotter than hell.
Had shit to do in town.
Hold on, can I tell if she's hungover?
Yeah, make a medicine check, probably the best one.
Is this like the day after we did this stuff?
Oh my
Or
god.
Yeah, it's
whatever.
immediately the next day.
oh, good.
It's a 3.
Okay.
The day of when we went to see the Blue Oasis Guild and all of that, or day after.
Anyway, knowing her proclivity for, I can probably just assume she always drinks and parties all night.
It's late morning. It's probably about like I say late, but late relatively, so it's probably like 9 o'clock or so.
Yeah. You just couldn't get up. We already know.
See one of the caravan drivers calling out, "We ready now?" Slightly irritated.
Thought you didn't want to be around me.
The caravan driver? Or
No.
Sure. Gotcha. I got a little confused.
caravan track.
I know. I mean,
Ishara looks. I don't.
then go away.
I'll be going to a different caravan.
She's my friend. She can come with us if she wants to. Shut your hole. I thought you'd be better after you got some ass.
She's the one that's been a little snarky, bud.
You literally opened with, I thought you didn't want to be around me. Like, who's going to respond to that with positivity?
She's the one that kicked me out.
She asked you to leave the building for a little bit. You didn't have to leave forever. It's still your house.
Anyway, what do you want?
Ishara looks to you to ride in a different caravan. And she walks away and goes to a different one of the carts.
You're being. Did you not hear your tone? I literally prestidigitation it back to him. How would you respond to that?
Not dumb. What does she want?
The world.
She's got an issue.
She actually is coming with us to go see Corfer.
You then hear
Can I
as the caravan
check
starts
her?
a good little jostle, and you can feel the carts starting to give way.
How's my wisdom? I should have switched from intelligence to wisdom. a long time. Anyway,
She's coming with us to see Corfer, but we also have, the matter of her being the third party where we tell her about our items and stuff.
I'm poor for no more about items.
I feel like Ashara has intimate knowledge of your item, and she's already looked over my book.
Yeah, no, I'm aware she has knowledge of it.
I'm aware she has knowledge of it. What is that supposed to mean?
What is your problem? Why am I the problem?
That's a question you should be asking yourself.
I'm fine with me.
I just feel like you're a little cranky. What's going on with you? Why are you cranky? I thought after seeing smoking, you'd be happy.
I'm chill. I just
Are you? That doesn't sound chill. That sounded like a growl,
Right.
not a purr.
I'm trying to separate my knowledges. I would have actually tried to wanted an insight because I don't trust when she said that she's coming with us to Corper, and then that's what she wanted.
Okay.
She
Yeah.
could have done that at any time.
Yeah, make an insight check. Yeah, sure thing.
What do you mean?
Cool. Fuck it. It's a nat 1.
Oh shit.
I feel like this is dumb. But I'm not even everything I've rolled tonight has been sub 5.
Oh. I mean, I'm not lying. She's coming with us because I showed her the thing that you gave me, and she thinks that Porphyr or Medusius would be able to figure out how to make it work. And she has some thoughts, and we're gonna come with, and I convinced her to do that. And then, us three have to have a conversation about our items. I did tell you about that, so we need to have a conversation. Are you still all gung-ho about me giving up this book?
Just gonna walk away and just get on the damn cart and go.
Oh,
Because I don't.
Do you speak cat? Why is he so grumpy? I don't understand. Was this not the plan?
Yeah, Daruk's insight. I will tell you every reason. Dating back decades.
He was gone last night when we talked about having this conversation. So
But it was his idea to have a third party mediator, that being Ashara, about that was his idea. To come here and have Ashara be the decider of whether we kept the book and talk about the sword.
So if you think, also to give you kind of context about the caravan, it's a kind of stagecoach where you have a bunch of them. They're all going at once just to be on the same page. So you guys could be in different caravans. And so you may want alone time, all right, going over here. Kind of thing.
It's also weird. Like player knowledge. It's weird to be angry at a sword for someone else. Anyway.
I mean, if the thing that killed you thinks,
Yeah.
there's probably weird feelings about that.
Yeah, but I mean, can't do anything.
Oh, you can get rid of it. Melt it down, make it cease to exist.
I'll be on
That's
my
used to be.
I'll just keep going between the different caravans.
It's weird getting mad at an inanimate object for just doing its thing, isn't it? And people wielding it for power.
Eventually, as you're kind of hopping around parts, you do come across Smoking as she's riding on the caravan with you guys out there. And she's towards the back and everything, and she gives you a nod. Oh, hey, how's Rainier doing up there?
He's having a great day.
I bet he is. She continues riding out and just,
Correct. Good job. I'm gonna go away now.
Yep.
Smoking?
She yells out to you, take it easy, horny boy.
Oh.
I'm gonna go this way.
He just takes off into the desert.
Yeah.
Just
Time to go back to the tribe.
Right, yeah.
it's been good, guys. See you later.
Going back to the ring.
Taking my own road.
Just imagine the dust trail off in the distance, gone. Yeah. So as the day progresses, anything else you guys wanted to do before you make camp? With the caravan, of course, but
Not so much do, but I got a question.
yeah, shoot.
So there's sand everywhere.
Mhm.
Sand is just ground up rocks.
Yes.
What does Gordon?
Actually, I'm sorry.
Is Gordon just eating the sand?
I need you to roll another d20 for me.
What?
He's just walking.
Doing the dog.
Yeah.
Thing where just the nose is planted on the ground and just
Yeah.
Am I rolling anything in
lines of
particular, or just
Yeah.
a d20?
Just a d20, and then we'll find out what happens after that.
Yeah.
We're doing a high-low.
Okay. And it's just me.
Yep.
3.
3?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, as you're riding out, and time passes for a little bit, you're out there for maybe an hour or so. You feel that static in the air, kind of as you felt earlier, and you get actually a shock. 5 points of lightning damage.
Ouchie.
What's that about?
Gordon's a time bomb.
So you feel that charge. You kind of remember Gordon carrying a bit more almost static electricity to him ever since he was been revived.
Okay. Does he look like he's in pain or like discomfort?
So medicine or animal handling check. And I'll give you advantage since you're very accustomed to Gordon at this point.
Medicine or animal handling?
Yeah, whichever you prefer. I mean, animal handling is more for like trying to get him to do something, but if you're gonna try and like, pause for a moment, examine him and stuff, work with you, that kind of thing.
Come on, skills. Load up.
Or survival. I guess you could also do that too. Maybe one of those three. If you want to give me a description, kind of weigh in on which one you're wanting.
Well, survival's my best roll out of those three.
So, okay, so just describe how you would use your survival skills to see what's going on with Gordon. Keep saying Gordon.
I mean, I would probably be checking to see if he's like limping at all, or like, has he been eating recently since he got back?
That's a good pun. Christian had it in chat.
Oh,
I said Gordon is just shocked to be alive again.
I mean, stuff like that.
Okay, yeah,
Things that
sure.
like, things you have to keep a lookout in order to make sure, like, if you're gonna make it out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
That's a 22.
22. Okay, cool. So yeah, looking over him and everything, trying to get him to eat. Which he does. He doesn't just eat rocks or anything. It's more like something that has been petrified. But as you produce, like an apple, which he breathes on it. As that happens, can you give me a dexterity saving throw?
Oh no, your hand. Put a camera on a stick.
Is this an effect that I can see?
It is, yes.
So I get advantage?
Give me a flat roll, because I'm going to say you weren't necessarily anticipating this happening.
It's on dex effects you can see while not blinded, deafened, or incapacitated.
I know.
Okay, all
But
right.
I'm just flat roll for this one.
Okay. 21.
21. Okay, cool. So as he breathes, it is not that gas that you saw once before. In fact, it's like a sparking charge of electricity arcs off from his mouth. And now this seared and fried apple that you hold in your hand, he gobbles up quickly.
Is everything you bring back gonna do that?
I brought both of them.
Gordon, what happened to
But
you?
not before the rock.
You see, he's kind of like, as you kind of, go over him and everything, you feel that static to him. You feel like if you get him in like maybe an excited,
It's the awakening.
not quite that. No.
Turning.
But if you get him in maybe an excited manner, the whatever charge now that Gordon has within him, maybe more of a persistent effect. Like you feel like he's maybe just kind of adjusting to
Okay.
you, but Gordon's a little different now.
Okay.
In fact, one thing as you're going over and your survival check being pretty good, you notice that there are two kind of almost like bulbs on the back of his body, where it looks like some sort of like bony growths have kind of like protruded from his back a little bit, right about the shoulder blades.
Bone.
Well, it looks, like like somebody has their elbow like that, like
Yeah.
your bone. There's bone there. Well, that's what seems like is on his back. Like his shoulder blades specifically have like two growths coming
Okay.
off. That as you're like really going over him, you can see. Okay, yeah, there's something different here.
Okay. If I hold my hands over like the little bumps on his back, does that feel like there's more of like a concentrated charge there?
Make a Arcana or medicine check, maybe one of the two.
Okay. I guess a medicine one. 14?
14. You don't feel a charge, like any sort of static electricity or anything like that in the air, but you do feel what is kind of like this. Let's see, it's beneath his like kind of plated outer body, so it is a little bit difficult to describe. It feels like there is some sort of like nodule that is growing against the plating that is his body. So like you can look, and you know, for those unaware, Gorgons do have normal skin beneath their plating and everything. There's normal flesh that's beneath there, but they're like, it's kind of like their epidermis almost. So as you look, you can see that there is something kind of like almost forcing its way through the plating. As you can see, very tiny gaps within the plate that is his outer skin.
But he doesn't look like he's in pain.
Discomfort, but no pain.
No pain.
Like as he walks, you can see he's kind of have that like kind of almost like disgruntled look, where his brows are furrowed, but he doesn't seem to be walking in any sort of like limping fashion or anything like that.
Okay. We need a Gorgon doctor.
Anything else you want to try or do?
Is the haft of my maul, is that metal or is it wood?
I actually would leave that up to you. In my head, I always envision it as wood, but if you want it to be metal, that's fine too.
I kind of saw it like reinforced wood.
Yeah.
Like wood, but with like metal
bindings
strips
and
with
stuff?
like rivets in it.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Do what? Does anybody have like a metal, something metal that I could borrow? Yeah.
I was thinking of something completely different, like a plate of very rare specific metal that someone we know would be really pissed if she knew that we kept it from her.
Forgot about that. I thought you returned that. No, you didn't. You returned
some of it.
We gave some of it
Yeah,
back, but
that's
somebody
right.
kept some of it. We stole what Rainier had, but I thought there was still some left.
Forgot about that.
Oh yeah, you guys threw me under the bus.
I have an old
It's being a reoccurring thing.
regular shield that I don't use,
don't worry.
and an old warhammer that I don't really use.
Could I borrow one?
Yeah. I
Alright.
give you the shield.
All right.
Maybe we don't have it anymore.
And it's a metal shield.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
Do
just
we?
the
Is it
regular.
in the bag of bullshit?
I'm gonna grab it by one of the edges where like it's metal, and then I stick the other like part of the shield into the ground,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna touch Gordon.
Okay.
I'm trying to ground it.
Yep.
Creates glass.
Yeah. Can you make a
Can I use like
That's-
druid powers to help control the flow of the electricity?
Yeah, for sure. Tell you what, make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Okay.
It's a ball,
So I plan on doing this later, but since we're focusing on him, we'll do it now.
right?
I mean,
It's fine.
21.
21. Okay. So, as you do that, feeling this charge about Gordon and everything that has apparently manifested in his body, now anchoring it to the ground and literally grounding it, as you're trying to, like, take away whatever may have become part of Gordon's form, or may have just effectively been the residuals of being resurrected by a
A
ritual
storm
with the
god.
god of storms and disasters and things. The lightning that Gordon now holds within him does pass through you. You take, so it's halved, 24 points of lightning damage.
That's halved.
Yep.
Okay.
And as that happens, you see Gordon's front leg buckle
Oh.
as you hear him let out this like moan and groan.
Is it a good moan or
No.
okay?
Before you see erupting from his shoulder blades 2 wings
Oh.
Buddy!
made of that same kind of plated metal that seems to have pierced through his back.
Oh.
Oh, buddy!
What the fuck did you guys do to this thing?
But as he rises up, you see him get that shake off kind of look that a bull does when they're like, had something happen that they're just kind of
Right.
brushing off themselves.
Right. Right.
You see him nuzzle against you. And when he does, you don't feel any static anymore.
Nice.
Although you do see, with that heavy breath, this kind of like little arcing electricity.
Okay. Well, it was worth it. Guy's not in discomfort anymore. He's got some sweet kick-ass wings.
So think Archangel from X-Men.
Yeah. Yeah.
That variety.
When the when I grounded it, I just see Durgarian. It's Marv from Home Alone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Should I have pumped up the damage to make it really more Marv?
Okay.
So, who wants to die next?
It's gonna be me.
just knowing.
Yeah.
I call it.
Michael.
I will take the cauliflower brain through some metal wings.
I feel like it's Izzy's turn.
Trying to murder a child.
I'm not trying to. I'm
been dead
just
long
saying. That's
Come here,
fair. That's fair. I don't know if we can ever catch up to her in terms of time.
All of us have died since the last time she died, though. So
We did-
technically, it is
yeah.
her turn.
It's true. It's true.
We are doing this in circles.
Listen, we keep it fair, all right?
So, Gordon's a little different now.
Dope. How do I reflect this in Gordon's stats?
Oh, don't worry.
I was like, it sounds
I
like
got you covered.
All right.
But while that happened, so assuming that this probably happened when you guys pulled off to make camp for the evening effectively, or maybe you halted the caravan if you could.
That caravan leader's gonna be angry.
On the drive, I would have somehow managed to get to the deer. Somehow. When he came back from the desert. He hit the rumble strips and he circled back. I would ask him to talk to Ishara. And if you could, I know that you talked to Rainier.
All right, back to Inik Taoul.
I'm going back to the ring.
Literally, I'm getting lost in the maze. Fuck it.
Since you had talked to Rainier about like his interactions with Soul Render, like I don't know if it's giving him any kind of attachment, but I imagine that it's very persuasive. So like she's gonna take what I say, and I know that she believes everything that I say, but I think it would make a difference if it came from someone else to telling her like, go easy on Rainier, like, you know, he's not gonna want to part with it, so it's gonna have to take a convincing argument. He doesn't seem to really respond to bullying. We've learned this over time. So
Don't bully a bully.
bad attacks. But you get tickle.
That will go fantastically.
Yeah.
These are people of the land. Subtle deer.
Secret mage hand.
Just go, Mora.
Just going up the blazing saddles.
Oh.
Over the land. Subtle deer. You know.
Morons.
I'd really appreciate it if you could talk to her and just. I know she's upset, but like, you know, here's our friend. Don't mention what happened. That would make things worse.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
Oh, so does Gorgon lose his petrifying breath?
He is.
Okay. So he no longer has to eat like petrified food. He just eats regular.
Correct. Although he wants to shock it, because
Why not?
it's what he knows, you know?
Be simple.
Yeah.
It cooks it.
Yeah, exactly. Real quick.
Yeah.
Good. Beep boop.
Oh, damn. His gore is now 2d6 plus 4 and then 3d6 lightning.
Ah, okay. So
It's,
that stat block is not quite finished yet, although because I had a couple of things I wanted to
Okay.
add to it from other monsters that I've made.
Okay.
But it is it's pretty close.
I was just looking through like the pets to see if it was there.
Ah, yep.
Because I didn't see, because I had Gordon in here. I just had like Gordon the Gorgon, like the basic stat block from the rulebook.
All right. So
Or talk to a dragon. If he's got wings, can he actually fly now? Daruk asks Dorgir.
I believe I've seen everything when I see a Gordon fly.
40 feet.
Worst Pegasus ever.
Or coolest rhino with wings ever.
Bull.
I mean, yeah, but like, he's metal, so like rhino. Rhino bull.
fucking metal as fuck. So, as the party then closes down, or continues riding along with the caravan, you eventually find your spot to make camp. Unless you wanted to talk to Shara.
I'll talk to Sean.
Okay.
She asked nicely.
All right.
Hello.
So you ride over to where Shara is. She looks over to you.
Hello.
Hello, Badir.
Ren asked me to talk to you.
Great opening.
Okay. What about?
As you're biased when she tells you stuff.
Of course. But what does she want me to talk to you about? Or you to talk to me about?
Let's like just lean forward on the bull. Like my bull's just like right down the horn thing. So we know the cat. It's not the bat.
What did I do to you people?
At communication.
Understatement, but yes.
And to him, although it is a sentient thing that he has come to acquire, he does not see it in the same light as you for obvious reasons.
Speaking of soul render, okay.
And having held and talked to Soul Member, it's odd. It's not. It's hard to explain. Like he has his desires, but at the same point, he's not trying to push him necessarily. Like they've come to an understanding on on how to be something, and that it is those that are deserving.
So you're kind of pause and think. Allow me to ask you a question.
Yeah.
If we're kicking around this idea that soul render is not so bad,
Use that for sure, but that can be.
the absolute destruction of a soul is not just simply something goes to the afterlife. It no longer is.
Yes.
What would deserve such a fate? Absolute destruction on a level nothing like you or I could truly comprehend. It is not simply not existing. It is nothingness.
Yeah.
It is not moving on to the next.
Yeah. Something that can't be reviewed would be my answer to it. That no matter what happens to it, we'll always come back to trying to think of it. Something that exists out of malice or to cause harm, but has no way or shape to be redeemed or can be swayed from it. And we'll do everything it can to continue that religions. Would be my answer to that.
I understand. It's my opinion that absolute destruction is not worthy of something even as sinister as what you described. Because unfortunately, with the way soul render works, it absorbs the soul. It consumes it completely. That energy is lost, effectively. It's not remade. It's not reconstituted in some other form. It's not given the opportunity to become something else. It is ended. I almost was that. It is my opinion, nothing at all deserves such a thing.
What would you do with such power?
Destroy it.
What if it's not possible? What if you don't have the means to destroy it?
Create some sort of prison that it may never be found. I know. How do you create such a thing?
Yeah, there's
If destroying it is truly impossible, then that's the only solution I can think of, other than finding some deep dark hole to cast it into and hope it never comes out of, which a prison is. That was my analogy.
I mean, that's essentially where it was. And it's still found room.
It was not the same. The astral sea is infinite in its expanse, but it is not what I described. Sending it into the far realm, I think, would be a better attempt to truly remove it, if destruction is not possible. I believe it is, though.
Who do you think would accomplish that?
One who made it, which would prove difficult. But a being of significant power like that should be able to do it. Honestly, anything that is created, not necessarily from a god though, could be destroyed. Even with that creature's immense power, there are things that are comparable to it. In terms of their raw strength and potential and magical might. I think finding something that is as ancient would be maybe the best choice to destroy such a horrible creation.
That makes sense.
Now, I'm not that.
But it's current.
Current. Given enough time, maybe. Corfu would be a good place to start, though. You may know. Corfu also is, I don't believe, nearly as old, but he's capable. I don't know if he's capable of destroying Silva. One can ask.
You might have a lead on something. Yes. The biggest. I mean, don't be so hard on the leader himself. He does have it. He just likes to his friend. I'm sure you have an unfathomable amount of rage and anger against the sword itself, but just because he has it doesn't mean he's part of everything it is.
He did withdraw the Dragon Slayer's sword and just flash it before walking out. That felt a little pointed at me.
I mean, look at that. It was a rather prickly initial few moments, and he is prone to acting out, as we all are. In his own way, it's his way of taking back some control.
I may have been a bit prickly to him when I initially saw him, but it was misdirected.
Yeah, and that's understandable. It's same with his.
Fine. See her kind of see what she running? No, she'll take a quick little magical jaunt. And she plops down next to you.
I'm out. We're winding through the day.
Okay.
Rin rides up to Drew.
Okay. Yeah.
Hi, buddy.
Death ward.
I'm here for my daily death ward.
I actually did cast Death.
I know you did.
Took the spell slot off.
So, as the most patient of our group, I asked Fadir to talk to.
Here.
No, you are the most patient of our group.
I'm definitely not the most patient.
I asked Fadir to talk to Ashara and see if he could make her a little less prickly towards Rainier. And as one of the bros, if you would maybe talk to Rainier and see if you could make it be a little less prickly outwardly to Ashara, and maybe we can have a civil conversation. Maybe just gas call emotions on her or something.
Didn't prepare that today.
Like how the idea of de-escalating is just subtly
Casting
drugging you.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I mean, like, you know,
I mean,
I
it's a
don't.
spell, but same idea.
All right.
If you could, like, I don't
Here,
know.
I need you to slip
Like,
this
just-
catnip into his food.
Yeah, you could just drug him. That'd be great. No, I mean, I feel like when you talk,
Clipped.
people listen. And I think that of all the people who are not directly involved in this situation, you might be the best one to talk to him and see if you can get him to, like, you know, just come to the table with neutrality and don't be flashing a dragon sword in front of her or, like, you know, trying to escalate violence. Like, you know, just he can have his opinion. Let's state his opinion clearly. Let him hear her opinion. And, like, we asked for a neutral party, and she's not neutral in that aspect, but she does have a unique perspective that he should probably hear out.
I can try to talk to them. Just to, out of character,
Mhm.
Rainier was the one that suggested Ishara specifically, correct?
Yeah.
No, you would have brought her up.
No, you did.
Did I know how much she hated the sword, though?
I'm pretty sure I told you guys the entire story when I came back from the
I was
dead.
paying attention whenever you told the
Holding
story
a
about.
sword.
You guys tell a lot of stories.
We do tell a lot of
I can't
stories.
keep all of them
That's
straight.
kind of the point.
But I can keep all of them straight.
Without
Make
like
believe.
Yeah.
looking
No,
back
I
at
think
it,
that's totally fair. You suggested strongly that because you were like, would Ashara want you to have it? And I was like, well, let's go talk to her and see, and she could be the mediator. And
Okay.
then, yeah.
Yeah, I was talking about your thing, not my thing.
Listen.
Third party for the.
It was agreed on.
Bill bamboozled.
But yeah, I just wanted to make sure that that was the case before I.
So that's how I remember it. But I could also be remembering it wrong, and if that's incorrect, Emily can change the story.
But yeah, I'll try to talk to him. Let's see how it goes, I guess.
Okay. Good
Just
luck.
say calm emotions like you're casting.
Yeah.
Calm emotions. Just walk up to him, calm emotions.
Zone of truth. I said zone of truth. It's zone of truth now.
That's how magic works.
I will say, if he's not amenable to talking to Shara, maybe Corfer might be a better or an additional option since we're going there anyway.
I think that that's fair, and I think that that's something that we can definitely offer up as like a secondary neutral party to in the discussion.
I said a backup.
Yeah,
Neutral
She's not exactly neutral anymore.
a fourth party.
Yeah.
Fourth party.
We need backup for the backup.
Who's our backup? Neutral third party.
Not the Hexblood.
I was saying we're just making the decision.
The sheriff of Millbay.
Neutral third
She's
party.
neutral. She's zero dog in this fight, other than to get us out of her office as quickly as possible.
Also true. And it's been a while since you've seen her.
It's been a while.
So are we all actually like riding on horses, or any of us in like a wagon?
I mean, I guess I'm on the broom. Like I could fly from wagon to wagon if you're in wagon.
How many days is a trip from?
I'm like a bee. Pollinating all the way.
Bilby Inik Taoul was, I think, canonically, I think we said 2 or 3 days.
Archangel
I think.
Advocate.
Okay, because I would have saved my beetle for the second day.
Your what?
The beetle.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It's only 24 hours.
Yeah, but it hasn't been 7 days. If you use it, it's 7 days before.
When did I use it?
You produced it inside the, like, after you got it.
Oh, you
Oh.
did. You showed it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
true.
What now?
I just have the summon steep thing, and it's
Yeah.
big hole. Canonically, we have our mounts, and we're like, oh, that sounds.
I mean, you can have your own horse if you want.
Oh yeah, what about our carts?
Oh my god, these fucking
We
carts.
left
We
them.
left them in Metropolis.
We left them
resurrected
in
your
Metropolis weeks ago.
Yep.
When we went to the Isle of Eternal Shadow. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I literally crossed through them in our inventory.
The cart.
I was really the cart and the horses. I was really sad.
Is it like Ruby and Jasper?
Yeah. Spot on. Good call. Good memory.
Well, we're good now.
Well,
They're not dead. They're just not ours anymore.
that was
They were
our last.
sold.
They're just resting.
Yeah.
That was our
They were
last
taken to the glue
remnants of-
factory.
Yeah.
No, they're good
They're in a farm
horses.
upstate.
in Metropolis.
How hilarious would it be if like the captain bought them though? Like they're his personal horses now.
Is he destroyed them whenever she erupted?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I think that that's a good idea to bring up too. And maybe that's something you could be like, hey, maybe we have another, like maybe he can bring that up as like a bargaining chip calmly.
Yeah. Yeah, just nothing against Ashara, but I know she has strong feelings about the sword.
I mean, that's fair.
Rainier and her kind of already got into it, so having someone else might make him feel like it's a little more fair.
Balanced. Yeah. No, that's fair. Okay. Well, I appreciate you.
Later that day.
Yeah. So, on the caravan cart that you're currently riding on, Rainier, it's getting pretty late in the day. It's close to the time where you make camp, but you hear a whoosh of wind and Charlan's next to you.
Oh, I thought he was supposed to talk to me.
You cast Fallen Emotions.
I was going to talk to him, but
Yeah.
I mean, if the shard gets to him first, I guess I don't have a choice.
Nope, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
My attention was divided.
Pay attention to the timeline, Tony.
Yeah, for sure. Fair.
All good.
Do you think?
Oh yeah. So at some point, shortly after Rin talks to me, I would probably kind of sidle up to Rainier. Oh, are you napping? Was that Rainier or was that Chris? Okay.
Yes.
Then it'd be funny if that were near turn into a real one.
Oh, thanks. You shared it with me.
I mean, Durg would just kind of get right to the point, probably. Just, yeah, I know the shark kind of came in hot the other day, but that sword did kill her. So
Doesn't move on its own.
it's fair. You know,
That was easy.
yeah. I mean, you have a point. The sword doesn't act on its own. But
And I've already forgotten because I didn't write notes. So suck. It was a back and forth. That was just one of the confrontations between her and whoever made the sword. I'm still trying to figure that out. There was some tiff between them. And now she's all angry at it, probably because she can't get to the other one.
well, yeah. The shark kind of told us that story while you were out the other night. Sounds like someone gave Ashara an egg, and it turned out to belong to the person that killed her. And Ashara didn't know that, and the person who gave her the egg turned out to be a hag, she said.
See, I told you that, sorry.
Hags do suck. I have never argued against you on that, to be honest.
Just another hag causing. That's all they do is cause chaos.
But just putting it out there, I'm sure you understand where Ishar is coming from. It makes her the sword makes her very uncomfortable.
That's I'm not going near her with it. We're just trying to deal with the shattered and get this shit over with. Yeah. Ashara doesn't mean anything to me. Like, she exists, she's helped. I have no affinity or disdain for her. Ambivalent, that's the word. Thank you. I think I'm using that right.
Right.
Well, I'm just warning you, her and I think most of the rest of the group do want to have a conversation about the sword and the book, honestly.
Oh yeah, because the book is from a hag, which we all agree is a problem, and it's turning her into a hag, which is a problem.
Yeah, that's the clearly superior issue.
Yeah,
And it's not at all also an inanimate object that does bad things, like has a history of...
you're not part of this conversation.
I know.
Shoot.
I mean,
There's a reason I said to proxy.
I mean, yeah. So
I think I said this to the deer as well, but I'm not sure I like the sword or the book, to be honest with you.
here's my. Like, this is clearly one of the strongest things we have in our arsenal to deal with the shadow. Why would we weaken ourselves at this time? What can they do to recoup this loss? Because this is a massive. You want to be rid of it. What can you do to replace it?
Apparently, kill you and bring you back with wings and lightning powers. But
Is that what the what? Do we have what the fuck is that rhino doing now?
It's a bull.
You hear on the wind. Quack, it's a bull. Quack.
but
We're still messing with that. Okay, either way.
but really, I mean, how much better is Soul Render compared to the other swords in your arsenal? Because you've got some pretty badass swords.
About 5 times.
Put a number on it.
That's also not like out of character. That's about right. Like damage wise, it's about 5 times, and on top of that, it's another thing to keep me from dying in the middle of combat.
Because it can heal you, yeah.
Also, for those truly terrible beings, it gives them extra fears or psychological, and if it happens to be the one that kills them, they can't come back and do this again. So it is a final solution. That sounds... Nope, nope.
Wow. All right.
There's no final anything going on here.
Just to make sure, it has to actually consume the soul, though, right? Because
Yeah.
like, well, I don't know that Melprobata cannot be consumed. So, or not Melprobata, Dardario. Yeah, yeah. I'll say
It says it offers rewording. It offers a permanent solution.
All right, so the sword is getting taken away from him. Starting warping his mind.
I understand that,
Not far off though, really.
but
Kind of already there to begin with.
I mean, because it doesn't all at once. It doesn't have an agenda other than give it a soul here or there. Give it a little. It gets hungry.
A soul.
Yeah.
it did.
It just wants a snack.
It did
It's a little girl walking around.
push you to attack someone who you've been traveling with for years now.
Who surprised us by hiding the fact they were a hack.
I don't think she's actually a hag, though. Again, I agree that the book is a problem.
In some fairness, knowing what we know now, yes. At the time, I just knew that she was. All I knew is that she was a hack.
Appeared to be a hag.
And to me, considering all they do is deceive, I thought we'd been being deceived. She finally lost control and showed her true colors.
Did you make that decision, or did Sword tell you that?
It was thinking it, they might have reinforced it. Because it had been denied many times after many warnings.
Oh, you didn't do it, you know.
It's not my fault, mechanics, okay?
So,
And suicides. I'm sorry, self-unaliving.
I understand the sword is very strong, and removing it potentially weakens us, but
Not potentially does. So what can it,
well,
what is the recompense?
I say potentially because if you turn on our friends, because the sword pushes you into that.
It wasn't. It has no particular interest in that. It wants to be in the strongest situation possible, and it does not have any qualms with any part of our group. It likes the group and thinks that it's a formidable force that goes to its ends.
But it wants to be fed.
Yeah, right now it's about as sated as it can get. It's actually fully sated.
It's gonna pop out like a slide cat.
The hilt just gets a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gotta loosen its what's the thing?
The grip, basically, or whatever.
No, it's the piece that like that sits in between like the handguard and the blade to keep you
pommel?
like
No, the
pommel's the bottom.
The hilt.
Well, the hilt is what you're like grabbing. I'm talking about like the cross guard.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. It the cross guard like slides down a little bit.
It's gotta loosen it like it's a
Right
belt.
But if that sword decides it needs to feed again,
The hilt is the whole thing.
through. Oh,
that sword decides it needs to feed again, the only choices are people in our group. That could go very poorly, just like it could go very, very poorly if Rin turns into a hag using that book at the wrong time.
So my question is, what are you replacing it with?
The power of friendship.
Just give the rod a bad leg.
It's fine, clearly. I don't have anything to replace it at this point.
The you part of that was
I understand. We don't have anything to replace it. That doesn't mean we couldn't find something.
I have an idea. I'm trying to push it there, Tony. And
Yeah. So deals piercing damage, just saying. Not that I know that, you can swap back to piercer at any time.
oh no, I didn't know there was an actual specific item. I was more of a person that might have something.
Oh, yeah, no, I had an item in mind.
Oh, okay. I thought you thought I was referring to an item.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
What item was
I don't
you
know.
referring to?
None of you guys know what Corver offered me for the book last time, but I have always considered it a liquidable asset. Liquidatable asset.
I don't know.
Oh.
Shit.
He offered me like 30,000 gold
You're
pieces
talking
for
about
it at one point.
It's not a fun. Oh. Wait, for what?
But
Book.
Oh, yeah, that sounds
Are you
right.
talking about the Morningstar?
Yeah.
Oh. It is a very large weapon not being used. Can I use Morningstars?
Not for lack of trying.
What weapon is it?
Come back to the role play.
It's like you picked it up. It feels pretty, and then your hand just drops it.
I don't know if it's a martial weapon. Yes.
yeah,
Damn, shit.
But-
All right.
I'm not trying to convince you to give up the sword. I'm just saying that it sounds like the group is going to want to have a conversation about it.
Words are fine. Words can be said. Words don't mean a lot without actions.
If Rin were to give up the book, would you be willing to give up the sword?
She's already gotten a better replacement for the
Goalpost just keeps moving.
You've already replaced it. Out of character, literally your words. This is better than the book.
It
That might
will
have been
be.
yours.
It could be. Maybe. I don't know. I mean,
That's accurate.
Yeah.
It could be.
if I can figure out how to make it work, it could be cool. I could at least put my shard in it and then only be attuned to one thing instead of two.
In any case, I mean,
Anyway,
Here's one of them.
in some more entertaining thing is the book can be destroyed by the sword. The sword cannot be destroyed by the book.
pen is mightier than the sword.
Not in this case.
But the book has a dragon.
I will just say, and I'll pull out the rod and just kind of hold it like this. If I thought, after all the trouble we went through to get this, that this was going to make me hurt my friends, I'd throw it all the way back to the island. I would have left it there.
But at the time, it wasn't a friend. It was a deceiver. And very reasonably thought so.
The sword?
Yeah, the hag.
Oh.
I spent my entire life being attacked and deceived, and I know them better than anyone else, so to suddenly think that I've been spending the vast majority of my life being deceived yet again. By somebody who was supposed to be friend?
Are you sure that the sword is being straightforward?
Oh, I don't remember this conversation anymore. I think it was more so like, I thought this, and they're like, yeah.
Like, I understand that you may have thought that she was turning into a hag.
Basically, it just validated my feelings. It didn't actually. It was kind of like, you've ever seen something like kind of, and you just get that little tap.
And what else might it tap me to do?
Why?
She didn't, and it still convinced you to attack her.
I legitimately thought, like, outside of its influence, I legitimately thought this. Because it's something they would do.
Something actually. Do you really think it would take a hag multiple years of traveling together, healing you, all that?
It's part of the fun. The greater the rug pull, I didn't have a witty way to end it. So
The sweeter the juice.
Right. I get where you're.
This is healing. It's
So you're a hag?
I learned from the best. That you become what you made.
If you live long enough to die or see yourself become a hag. Like I said, I'm not trying to convince you, but just more or less letting you know to be open to the conversation.
It's fine to have feelings and to have a conversation, but I don't foresee a reason to upend my life or someone else's feelings without reasonable, the resolution. Yeah. Without there's a value to be put on your actions, and there would be far inadequate return on that value. How angry does this get? Kind of. What word was that in response to ambivalent or whatever? Anyway. I mean, yeah, we can have a conversation. We'll see. That's why I figured there was a conversation coming. That's why I was responding the way I did before we left. I don't feel like just sitting around thinking about it. Just say what you have to say and get it over with.
Right. for this.
Yeah. Also, I mean, Ishara, like I said, she did come in a little hot, but
She hops down from the top of the cart. I did not come in hot. I came in at an appropriate level, given that sword.
I said
But
that it was understandable that you'd be upset because of the sword.
then we're on the same page.
From his perspective, he didn't understand why.
Initial temperature entering the cart. Recent.
As she looks to you, Rainier, I've been told that I owe you an apology. And I'm sorry to agree that I do. And I'm sorry that my feelings towards that sword bled into my feelings towards you.
It's fair.
I do not like anything about that sword and feel that it is the antithesis of not only just life but existence. As being nearly at the hands, at the end of that sword, at the hand which would have not only ended my life but ended my existence permanently. I didn't want that thing anywhere near Rin. And to see one of her friends holding it gladly, I was very angry.
Gave it to me.
As I heard.
Yeah. It's damn good.
I
Sorry. I don't know that I would have said that way, but
I assume not. She looks at you and you see a very serious sound expression on her face. Know this. That sword is worse than death. Having it in your possession is a risk for both yourself and your friends. The best thing to do with it is to cast it away where no one will ever find it.
What did you do the
what is... I'm assuming there's retorts coming to me mentally as well from the sword.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
It's-
You can hear the souls that are trapped.
Oh, well, I figured the sword would be saying things to me.
Oh, well, that too.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I meant.
We just need to find the sword's Mount Doom.
So, from Soul Render, you would hear all that I have to say in regards to this creature's protests is that it associates itself with Fae and hags.
Say what?
Is that it associates itself with Fae and hags. How could one trust such a creature?
How does it associate with hags? Just because it likes Fae?
It once was in league with the hag.
Can I insight check a sword?
Yeah, absolutely.
I did.
Which is-
I did
It's
just
just
tell you the story that she didn't know that
It's looking
she
real
was a hack
shifty.
that she was-
True. So what?
It's looking real shifty.
Rin flies by. Bardic inspiration.
I almost just chucked this across the room.
I feel like you need
It
it.
was a 2
Add a D10.
plus 3.
Five. You could add D10.
I will give you my inspiration dice.
Cool, it's a 5 now.
Was that a D20?
Yeah.
Can I roll the inspiration die?
Like,
You can use as many inspiration dice as you have available to continue the rerolls.
dude, every single one is a single. That's either way. All right.
That's why you gotta roll it out. You gotta get it out.
No. I mean, did you give me the name of who
No.
she was?
We don't know
No.
the name.
Okay.
I just said, basically, the hag gave her the egg. She didn't know it was a hag at the time.
Also, I mean, I can't have too much of a conversation because I'm literally having
Well-
two conversations at once.
Would you have given him a name though?
We
I
do
mean,
with
I
the-
didn't.
I know. Well, that's the thing. I don't know if you heard it or remembered it.
Yeah,
To
I know
say
it was Olga, but
Okay.
I
And
I
the
didn't
dark
say it.
lady.
I wouldn't have known if that would mean anything to him anyway, so I probably wouldn't.
The dark lady would.
Yeah. Oh, the dark lady part?
I mean, I'm already aware she was deceived by one, which is what they do. Because you were just there for that conversation.
Sweet and solar.
Yeah.
Okay. To be deceived, though, would mean that she was the leader. She got close enough to be deceived. I can give you the information of which I'm aware. I was there firsthand. This is not some sort of recounted tale for me.
It's fucking sore.
Anyhow, I'll just kind of shut it off for right now. And
The sword.
yeah.
Yeah.
Turning back to her. You guys have bad blood going back time eternal. And quite frankly, I get it, but also this is our best chance at ending the threat of the shattered and keeping the end of our world as we have it now. So the risk that it why my fucking words are hard. The value, the strength that it brings is fairly unsurpassed.
So you're looking, think. So if you were presented with an item comparable in terms of strength, then you'd have no problem having such an item discarded. So we're speaking terms.
Always wanted to have a conversation.
Interesting. Allow me to work out a few things. Let's say, hypothetically, we were to find something suitable to replace that sword. Would you give it up freely?
Not who does it? Sorry, I legit I should have read this a long time ago.
There is no curse that has you bound to it by any means. Let's read it.
No, but it's something about if I don't have it within a certain range of me. Doesn't it? Sorry.
Excuse the spell.
I know, right?
I can't counterspell it because I can't understand what he's saying.
Flush the shit. Simultaneous.
Oh, it's just okay. I just have haunted dreams if it's within 5 feet of me. Cool.
Like you don't have those already.
I know. I don't know which ones are mine and which it's not.
What's coming from the finger? What's coming from the sword? What's coming from me? Who knows?
Fights are fun. I'm in danger.
house twice tonight.
The bitch.
I mean, it does. There are inevitably souls that have been they be returned.
Not when consumed by soul remnant.
Can wish them back.
That is a very dangerous spell to be casting.
That's fair. I didn't say it's good.
Those are just sitting around everywhere.
I listen. Didn't say you didn't say you wanted a good idea. You just wanted an idea.
Good idea.
In any case,
And
I don't necessarily disagree that souls should be destroyed. There are in some cases, it probably benefits someone who would have just been tortured for eternity in the afterlife, and now they get no afterlife.
But that still doesn't. I disagree.
I would rather not exist than be tortured for eternity.
But that's the thing. Being tortured for an eternity still means that there's a chance that something else might happen.
Where's that wizard from?
That's not a gamble I want to take. And in any case,
I have an idea for something that may be a suitable replacement for that, if you're willing to turn it over.
let us talk at that time.
Well, I believe a debate must first be had about turning over some items. We'll get to that next time, though, because it is just after 10, and it'll be good to start that on at the start of the thing, including potentially what her idea may be. We'll get more next time, too.
reuniting with Carver.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and call the game there. Thanks for playing, everybody. We'll get into the return to Middle Vein, the long. It's been a little while since you guys went back, and then the big debate, if you will. So thank you also for people watching the game. We're gonna go ahead and call it there. We'll be back next week as the game continues with the Moonstone Guard returning Middle Vein and a bit of a I want to say like a weighing of options, but you know,
A weighing of options.
yeah, exactly. Goes on. So, all right, we'll go ahead and punch out. So, everyone have a good night. See you next week. Bye bye. Once I find the thing, oh my god, where's it at? It reset. Shit.
Again?
Yep. Okay, there.